The Whimper Below. You ever have a memory you're not sure is real, but it still wakes you up in the middle of the night? This is mine. When I was 5, my mom told me never to go into the vacant room in the basement. She said it so casually that, at first, I didn't think much of it. But the look in her eyes, that stuck with me. It wasn't just a rule, it was fear. For a long time, I listened. The basement was cold and smelled strange anyway. But sometimes, when the house was quiet at night, I'd hear it. A sound from underneath my bed. A soft whimper. First, I thought it was a raccoon outside or maybe pipes creaking. But then it came again, clearer this time. A wet, sad sound, like a puppy crying in the dark. I pressed my ear to the floorboards, and I swear, I heard it move. The next morning, I told Mom, "There's a puppy down there," I said, "in that empty room in the basement." She froze. She stopped stirring her coffee, and when she looked at me, her face was pale. "There's no puppy," she said, "but I heard. There's nothing down there." It was the first time she'd yelled at me. Her voice broke near the end, and then she did something I'll never forget. She grabbed my shoulders, knelt down, and whispered, "Do not go into that room." Promised. But promises don't mean much when you're 5. A few nights passed. The crying stopped. I thought maybe I'd imagined it. But one afternoon, while Mom was upstairs doing laundry, I heard it again. Faint and desperate, coming from the vacant room. So I got brave, or stupid. I opened the basement door. The air hit me first, cold and damp, like earth after rain. It smelled like dust and something metal underneath, almost rusty. I tiptoed down the stairs, one creak at a time, trying not to breathe too loud. And there it was, the white door at the far end of the basement, the door to the vacant room. The light bulb flickered overhead, just enough to see my reflection in the brass knob. I whispered, "Puppy." Something scratched from the other side, slowly, softly. My heart was pounding. I reached out, just to touch the handle, when hands grabbed me from behind. I screamed. Mom pulled me away so fast my feet left the floor. She slammed the basement door, locked it, then sank to the ground, shaking. Her eyes were wild, her face wet with sweat and tears. "I told you never to open that door," she said. "Never." She hugged me so tight I could barely breathe. And after, she baked cookies like nothing had happened, my favorite kind, chocolate chip. But that night, as I lay in bed, I thought I heard it again. A whimper, only this time, it sounded almost like words. We moved out a few years later. Mom never explained why. She just said it was time for a change. And every time I asked about that room, she'd tense up and shake her head. Life went on. I grew up, moved out. But time doesn't bury everything. When she got sick years later, her memory would slip, and sometimes she'd start talking about things I didn't understand. "Don't let him out," she'd whisper while half asleep. "Whatever you do, don't open it again." I always thought it was just the illness talking, until she died. When I packed her things, I found an old photo album marked home. Taped to the back cover was a single brass key. I knew exactly what room it fit. The house looked dead when I pulled up. Windows boarded, weeds taller than the porch steps, rain streaking down the walls. But walking inside felt like stepping back into a memory I didn't want to remember. The smell was still there, and so was the basement door. I don't know why I went down. Part of me said it was for closure. The other part, the part that still remembered the crying, was waiting for proof that what I'd heard all those years ago wasn't just in my head. The flashlight beam shook in my hand. Every step creaked louder than I expected. And then I saw it. That vacant room door at the far end, warped and flaking. The brass knob still caught the light the same way. But now, faint scratches ran all along the bottom, like something had clawed to get out. The air smelled thick, mold, dirt, and beneath it, something sweet. The key slid into the lock. It turned with a click that seemed to echo forever. The door opened inward. First, it was just dark. Then something shifted in the corner. It was small, pale, crawling. The light caught on skin too smooth, too thin, like melted wax. Its limbs ended in round stumps, raw and trembling against the floor. It lifted its head and looked at me. Its eyes were wide, wet. "Help me," it whispered. Mommy said she'd come back. I stumbled backward, my heart pounding. The beam of light swept across the wall, and that's when I saw them. Handprints, dozens, tiny and brownish red, the size of my hands when I was a kid. The creature whimpered again, its lips trembling, something almost human in the sound. I turned to run, but the stairs creaked behind me, and then I heard her voice, my mother's voice. "I told you not to come back." Then the door slammed shut. Some people say places can keep pieces of you, echoes caught between walls and memories. I don't know if that's true, but sometimes, when the world goes quiet and the lights flicker in my apartment, I still hear that whimper. And now, sometimes it sounds like two voices. "Help me," it whispered. Mommy said she'd come back. I stumbled backward, my heart pounding. The beam of light swept across the wall, and that's when I saw them. Handprints, dozens, tiny and brownish red, the size of my hands when I was a kid. The creature whimpered again, its lips trembling, something almost human in the sound. I turned to run, but the stairs creaked behind me, and then I heard her voice, my mother's voice. "I told you not to come back." Then the door slammed shut. Some people say places can keep pieces of you, echoes caught between walls and memories. I don't know if that's true, but sometimes, when the world goes quiet and the lights flicker in my apartment, I still hear that whimper. And now, sometimes it sounds like two voices.